Revelation 1586. From the 28th of August 1940. Creation. The universe is just as little explainable in its origin as the nature of the eternal Godhead can be made understandable to the people as long as they themselves have not yet entered the kingdom of light. Because what you see in the creation is outwardly matter, in the reason, however, spiritual, that is, strength from God which has condensed itself to the form. The condensation of the strength to the form, however, is a process which finds no parallel in the earth life, and will therefore remain inexplicable to the people, because strength is something spiritual, form, however, something earthly. The fact that spiritual things can change into earthly visible things is beyond human comprehension and therefore cannot be made comprehensible to people. God's love is power. His will is power. And this will of love took form. Therefore, every work of creation is divine will that has become form. It is further the divine thought, which became form. What God thinks and wills, that happens, and therefore He puts all His thoughts as work into the universe. His creation is power emanated from Him, which has taken shape according to His will. Not a second passes where the divine will to form is not active, not a second passes where new creations are not put into the universe because His love power is constantly active. And everything created is fed uninterruptedly with His love power. Consequently, also the created by God is imperishable, although it changes the outer form and apparently passes away. Nothing in the universe can be lost or dissolve into nothing, because everything is divine power, therefore imperishable. Every creation has risen through exactly this power and can never be destroyed. Thus, when man seemingly accomplishes a work of destruction, his free will turns against God's will. God withdraws His will from the outer form of His work of creation, and this form apparently ceases to be, but is only invisible to the eye of man, until God lets His will of love become form again. It is the motive to the destruction through human will thereby decisive, how far such injustice is before God. However, what God has created outside of the earth is untouchable for God opposing power. It is only that subject to a temporary change. Partly by divine will, partly by human will. What is in contact with the earth. However, it is exactly these works of creation which man cannot understand and whose origin let him brood. Only the earth alone holds beings to which the destructive urge is inherent, while all creations outside of the earth are not exposed to the destructive will of immature beings. The apparent work of destruction, however, has the consequence that divine power is not always recognized as the original substance of creation. It has the consequence that the omnipotence of God is doubted. It has the consequence that one tries to explain the emergence of these works of creation purely earthly, that one tries to deny the creating power of a substantial deity and would like to replace it with the elementary power appearing more credible to the people, which is independent of a being and conditioned in itself. Any planned construction of the whole work of creation would then be questioned, as far as an entity, which is unsurpassable and the epitome of omnipotence, love and wisdom, is denied. Amen.